Welcome back. As you can see, I'm really running out of good places to cut these parts because I just sort of stopped in the middle of stuff there.
It's a transition
Anyway,
before another area. It's fine enough.
we have a big rock door to break. I think they're supposed to imply that you change to Knuckles for that, but any character can break this stuff down. So fuck it, let's just have Amy swing her hammer.
Knuckles just kind of worthless.
Convenient that all those stalactites fell in a level-shaped formation.
Yeah.
Just like Ice Cave.
And then the robots are already on top of the stalactites.
How did they get there? I don't get it. Were they buried inside the stalactites? Have they been sitting in there, like, panicking to death from, like, claustrophobia, ever since Lyric awakened them, and they just now got freed only to be pummeled to death by a hedgehog with a hammer?
Why would Lyric program claustrophobia into his robots, the asshole?
The same reason why Eggman programs his robots to be horny for Rouge the Bat.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Eggman's not implied to be competent. Lyric is.
Well, you say that, but fuck you.
Then there was Sonic 06, where he was implied to be competent, only he was even less competent than he actually is in this series. Also, if you pay real close attention to the footprints while you're turning the camera around, you might see them shift on the ground, because the footprints are actually slightly higher from the ground than the actual ground is.
Those are really thick footprints.
It sort of presents a pseudo 3D effect that's kind of weird.
And we can make it if we all work together.
I like how the buddy bot just kept swarming around that robot, even as I pulled it toward me and lassoed it around my head.
So have you just gotten tired of actually fighting things at this point? Because you've been using the Enter Beam for like 2 straight parts.
Partially, but also in this particular case, I was trying to throw robots at the bigger robot.
And also just throwing them off cliffs makes it easier.
It's such an easy strategy to fall back to.
I didn't really do it. Well, I always found the Enter Beam kind of finicky because you're wide open whenever you use it. Like here, Lewis is getting...
Yeah. Not like death means anything.
Well, still, but I don't like getting hit.
Also, I'm trying to get the little robots, but occasionally, because the targeting sucks, occasionally what'll wind up happening is you'll try to Enter Beam something that you can't Enter Beam in the first place. And that makes me wonder, why the hell isn't the game programmed to not target those things?
Like, at this point, like, all you had to do was, like, 3 punches as Knuckles in order to kill it, so it would have been faster if you just tried to do it the normal way.
Yeah, I found, like, tossing was always leaving me open. I found trying to do charge attacks always left me open. And so I would just keep mashing X, because the game's that simple. And, like, when you're Tails, those bombs do a good amount of damage, even from a long range. So it was just like, Tails, throw bomb, dead. Throw bomb, dead. Throw bomb, dead. It was just like, whatever.
Yeah, and Buddy Bot, need I remind again, you can unleash up to 3 of them, and they massacre the enemies, so...
That's why Tails is the most useful character in the game. Screw Sonic.
I spent this entire game being open, and not once did Knuckles throw me the football. Fuck you, Knuckles.
Oh, hey, look at that! You actually found all the Princess Crown. Oh, you found... Oh, well, you're missing 2 chests, but...
That actually reminds me, we skipped it last part, but at one point well, it was 2 parts ago, actually. At one point while Amy and Knuckles are, running with Lyric and Eggman, trying to kill them, at one point Eggman shouts, "Amy, I'm open! I'm open!"
yeah, he does.
You're right. I found that fun. I thought that was pretty funny.
So the one thing that's been consistently good in Sonic games has been Eggman.
Mm-hmm.
Now you'll know you got the right one, because for some arbitrary reason it showers you in rings every time you hit the correct one.
Well, you needed them, considering how much damage you took in the last couple of fights.
Yeah, Lewis, beggars can't be choosers.
The correct one graces you with a golden shower.
I was just saying you instantly know you got it wrong if you don't get showered in rings. Also, it's time for a boss.
Yeah.
I actually really like this boss. I don't think it's average. I actually think this is a fun
Yeah,
one.
Metal Sonic and Shadow, despite like being completely superfluous, have the best boss fights in the game. So, there's that.
I like this boss fight. For me, I mean, as you said before, these kind of speed boost sections, kind of the frame rate goes to hell. I found this was the choppiest section, bar none. I mean, I like this, but to me, it's slightly too similar to me to Silver's boss fight in Generations. It's fun, but like it's not exactly.
But you can't. I don't think you can homing attack him at all.
No.
You have to
No.
rely on these orbs.
What I liked about it was the flow about it. Like, there's a fun thing about like turning a corner just in time to reach a bomb, and then pushing the
Yeah.
attack button to knock that bomb into Metal Sonic. Like, I found I was always looking out for him and just like move right, hit bomb, move left, hit the other bomb, and it was just like, oh, that's sweet.
You know, the one thing that's kind of off-putting to me is that you can't sidestep and swing at the same time.
Yeah.
You have to, if you sidestep too late, you won't have time to swing at a bomb.
And I will say one thing I will say we talked about how kind of bland the music is. I do kind of like the Metal Sonic boss theme.
Clip to the thing.
It's pretty alright.
Well, it's a good thing that bridge wasn't physical.
I know, right?
I said on Twitter when I first fought this boss that I played it as Amy for maximum irony, but actually, there is a practical reason to play as her. Her swinging the hammer actually lasts quite a long time, so it's easy to hit the bombs with her. It's like with Sonic, he does a sort of actually a spin dash motion, and Knuckles punches. I don't know what Tails does to hit things.
He doesn't.
Huh?
He just runs into him.
Oops. Fortunately,
See, Lewis, that's why you need the bubble shield. That bubble shield saved my ass during this boss fight.
No,
so many times.
did you see what happened there? I respawned instantly after dying, 2 feet behind where Metal Sonic was. He was even still in the middle of the attack that killed me. Wow, I feel so dead.
The only thing I'm not sure about this fight is this attack right here. Because, see, right there, all the orbs perfectly homed in your location. I had times where I'm not moving left or right. The orbs would go after me, and then it would go to the right, and then it would go to the right again.
Yeah.
I was like, where are you aiming?
Oh yes, how dare he be? Yes, how dare the person try to kill you be easy to read? Gosh, man, how inconvenient.
No,
is Metal
but he
Sonic?
wasn't. Yeah, yes, how dare. Oh, yes, I like it when my villains have incompetent aiming.
Stop making excuses for this game, Ted. Jeez.
Well, the way it's supposed to work is that the bombs fly directly towards you, but sometimes if you sidestep a bit before he fires, he'll fire toward where you were rather than where you are. Even though he does actually fire after you sidestep.
You see, because my mindset is, I'm not looking to avoid these things. I'm looking to hit him back at him. And it's like, why bother with the orbs in the first place if you're not even going to try and launch them at me?
Also, because I knocked Metal Sonic down right before a loop, I have to run through the loop before the game will kick into the next part.
It's like, Amy, we kind of ran past him. Like, we should go back and maybe finish him off.
We should probably stop taking U-turn.
Go back? What is this wizardry you speak of? Surely it must be a defiance of the laws of physics. Also, he starts doing this.
Whoa, how did you not get hurt there?
He was in the middle row.
No, because I found it when I was in the lane next to it, I still got hurt.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That I'm pretty sure that was just a fluke, but you're gonna see me like giving those shockwaves a very wide berth, and that's because they're actually wider than just one lane.
Now, we passed it there, but for some reason on this track, the third phase, there's balls in between the lanes, like you can't really get to, and it's annoying as shit.
Well, actually, you don't have to sidestep in the speed sections. You can strafe. It's just there's rarely ever any reason to do that.
Well, just out of habit, I did, because I just, I don't think I discovered that the L and R buttons instantly got you from lane to lane until late in the game, so I just, out of habit, I strafed, which probably is part of what made this fight one of the hardest ones in the game for me, because I spent quite a long time here trying to beat
Wait,
him.
what? It took you that long to think you could try and quick step?
Well, it's just his attacks take a severe amount of rings. This fight has 3 phases, and if you die in the middle of a phase, Metal Sonic gets all of his health back, and you have to start from square one of that phase. So, I spent probably about 10 minutes here. My only time I played this. Yeah, like at the.
Well, I did too, but not for that same reason. I had the hardest time in this phase specifically. I had the hardest time hitting the orbs back while he was in the middle of doing the ground pound.
Yeah.
I will say it's kind of weird. I'm not sure why, but like for me, Metal Sonic it is the longest and for me hardest boss in the game. Because when we get to a lyric, it's just kind of like, okay, bye.
Oh look, it's
It came out of his crotch. Okay.
I like how they actually call attention to that.
And then he drops it and it shatters.
And thus Shattered Crystal was made.
Damn it, Knuckles.
It wasn't even his fault that time.
I had to give you 5 in the eyes.
And yeah, we end the boss like before the halfway point part of the point. Point in the part. And we just anticlimactically transition back into the hub world. This game sucks at transition.
Yeah.
Well, what, would you want to play through them walking all the way back?
No, but you like to, get a little more of it. It's like, yeah, we got the crystal. Cut the black.
Cut to black, and then we're standing on the grass, like exactly in front.
How
of
does Sonic get
stage
back to the
area.
White World in Sonic Generations after he reaches the goal ring?
Perfect time for more story. Not saying Generations did it better.
No, I'm just, you're kind of bitching about nothing is more what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm bitching about nothing because there is nothing.
It's, just as a general point, this game is terrible with transitions. Not even just story-wise, but like transitions between cutscene to gameplay and back again are technically fucked up the ass. But
I wasn't aware that was a technical term.
well, it's the only technical term I know. Okay, it's like every time there's a cutscene, every time there's a load time that loads into a new area, and then into a cutscene, you see a split second of it spawning into the new area, and then it cuts to the cutscene instead of doing what every other game these days does and just playing the cutscene before showing the area.
And that what Lewis just described is the dictionary definition of anal sex.
Nothing like I imagined.
Anyway, this is the guy where both Johnny and I had the characters disappearing during the conversation thing, and you'll see a clip of that actually in Johnny's review if you watch it. I don't know why
Knuckles just shift.
I don't know. But anyway,
Greedo just tried to shoot Knuckles and he very slightly moved to the left.
The objective of this mission is to use the dig ability to catch all these robot mice and then punch them while they're above the ground. Amy is here only so that the second player in co-op has something to do, but she can't actually get anything out of the ground as far as I know. And in single player, she just sort of stands there, being your overseer, I guess, because she just makes such a natural human resources manager, I guess.
Knuckles fishes him out, Amy hits him.
Yeah, maybe we should just rename her Catbert the Hedgehog.
That's what she's. Did you hear that? She just laughed to herself for no good reason. What is she laughing about?
Anyway, there is an irritating lack of consistency between the two fields in this minigame that I want to point out. In this field, you're not supposed to dig out the rats with the bombs. What you're supposed to do is dig out the rats without the bombs, and the ones with the bombs will just sort of vanish when all the other ones are gone. In the other field, though, eventually you get to a point where you have to get the ones with the bombs, too. So you have to dig them out and somehow avoid getting blown up in the process, which isn't as hard as it sounds or looks.
What a revolting development.
My question is exactly what kind of farm has all this purple rocky soil?
They're dirt farmers. They farm dirt.
Sonic Boom actually takes place on Tatooine.
No, on Tatooine they farm water. Get with it, man.
That's a really bad place to farm water, for the record.
I know, right?
No, actually, what they do is they farm it out of the air. Moisture evaporators. That's what Luke's family does.
Was that before or after they're burned to a crisp?
Well, like, I know they do it because there's not a lot of water on the planet, but it's more just like, if you're going to Tatooine to farm water specifically, you're better off going to Naboo for that crap.
I'm pretty sure that, that it's just something the people who already lived on Tatooine did.
I always thought that the stormtroopers burning Aunt Peru and Uncle Owen to a crisp was extremely out of character for the stormtroopers.
The fact that they hit anything was weird.
They never do anything that evil ever again. They just like set them on fire for some reason.
Oh man, I keep missing this one mouse. God damn it. You know what? That's why they hit. That's why they hit Luke's aunt and uncle, because they transferred all their bad aim to me for this one playthrough.
Oh my god, she got blue milk! Kill her!
The line by Obi-Wan is just like, these shots are much too accurate
for sand people.
And I'm just like, Obi-Wan, you were there during the Clone Wars, right?
I think you may have reversed that.
Yeah. Ted, all that means is that doesn't mean the stormtroopers are good shots. It just means the sand people are that much worse than the stormtroopers.
Oh, well, that's...
But how do you get worse than 0% accuracy?
-1.
Sonic Boom.
What, they just shoot themselves?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes. Sure.
Oh, so did Anakin not actually kill all the sand people? They just sort of shot themselves when he came in. It's just like, I killed them all. It's just like...
He slaughtered them like cattle.
And by that, he means that he just had the cattle fight themselves. Okay, sure, whatever.
And by that, he means that sand got everywhere because it's coarse and got in all the sand people. That's why he slaughtered the sand people, not because they brutally murdered his mother. He just hates sand. And because they're called the sand people, it's like, I've had enough.
Okay, so, yeah, what does it say about me that the first shot of the Episode 7 teaser trailer is just Tatooine? So it's just like, oh, I hate sand.
Sand?
It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
Everywhere.
Anyway, that mini-game ended. Nothing of value was lost by ignoring it.
And nothing of value was gained.
Well, no, it was a fun enough mini game. I liked it better than just like randomly collecting herbs and crap in the other hub world, because at least you were doing something.
Yeah, it's just, when I got to this minigame, I didn't know digging existed. So I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? And then I randomly hit every button I could, and eventually Knuckles dug and sprang out of the ground. I'm like, what? He can do that here? Of all the random abilities to keep from classic Knuckles, why would you keep this one and not the glide? Now I have the bubble shield. Far too late for it to be useful.
The thing about the power glyphs, though, is that you can change them literally whenever you want, so... if you're running low on rings, you can just put the bubble shield on, and then, oh, looks like you got a bubble shield now. So,
I kind of wish they stacked, honestly.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Oh, you're doing this one?
Yeah, for some reason these two side quests become available at the exact same time.
I hate this this chick. It's just like, I'm the only one doing anything about this whole lyric thing. Have you seen how we've been, like...
Because there's no one else here.
We've got like tons of crystals, and we beat up the robots. No, you gotta prove that you're doing something about lyric. I've got like 6 crystals.
You know something? Though, she has a point, because we are kind of the ones who brought lyric back.
They don't know that.
Actually, I accidentally missed out on my chance to get this conversation. But if you get a fastidious beaver before the stage next to him opens up, he'll snark at you about how we kept Lyric in prison for 1,000 years. You're here for barely 45 minutes, and you let him out. Unfortunately, I missed out on that conversation because through some weird glitchiness, Fastidious Beaver's dialogue doesn't trigger if you go up to him before going through his level, but after the level next to him opens. I have no idea why. Anyway.
Aliens.
No, the Shadow the Hedgehog boom isn't gonna come out for another, like, 4 years.
Ring magnetism. Yay. At this point, I don't even have to, like, sidestep to collect rings on the speed sections.
Wait a minute. One of those upgrades was the final upgrade is large ring and robot. Wait.
I don't even know what that's for, because every single fucking robot piece that I've ever seen in this game has either been from a robot or from a chest. And yeah, I actually did wander around the hub world a bit, and I
You did a
cut that
fade
out.
cover. You were getting Lucas fades.
Oh yeah, I'll be honest there for a second. I wasn't sure if that was Lewis editing or just a game glitch in that made you cut across half the level.
Maybe past me, like, heard through the time stream that we were digressing into Tatooine talk and decided this is the perfect part for a Lucas fade.
Speaking of which, did you see the George Lucas Special Edition trailer for Episode 7?
I did. See, that's what I was hoping for episode 7.
Wait, I haven't. What
It's
did they do?
a bunch of unnecessary effects everywhere and TIE fighters everywhere
It's
during the
the
live
best.
event.
Yeah, at the final shot it's like 25 TIE fighters just flying through the air.
It's so dense.
wonderful.
Each shot is so visually dense.
Dense. Fuck you, Rick Berman.
What do they do for the scene with the lightsaber?
Double edged and double hilted.
Yes, it's amazing.
Anyway, what this quest is supposed to do is we're setting off these security balloons that for some reason Little Miss I'm doing everything myself can't activate because I guess she doesn't have an enter beam.
In hindsight, this was a really bad design choice.
Wow, we need to MacGyver grappling hooks out of our enemy's handcuffs to activate our own machinery.
Remind me to dope slap the person who thought this was a good
I saw
idea.
this in Johnny's review, and I decided to show it off because it is a constant glitch. There's this one big block of standable object that just sort of extends past
The
it.
hitbox is bigger than the object.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird how it seems no one else in this world has the enter beams. It is weird that how much of Sonic's world is designed around the enter beam when it appears no one else has this
Well,
technology.
how old is this architecture?
Probably about as old as the precursors. Seriously, the architecture that's scattered around the outskirts of this island seriously reminds me of the fucking precursor ruins in Jak and Daxter 1. Like, they even have the same basic color scheme going on. A little less orange, but still. It's like this entire area could almost have been ripped out of the first level of Jak and Daxter because you're running along the beach and there are these ruins and stuff and yeah.
Which I have recorded, by the way.
Excellent.
But just approaching these towers and climbing them causes the music to constantly change between the calm and relaxing piece and the action sequence. I don't know if anybody else noticed that.
Yeah.
Well, it's very action-packed.
Yeah, climb that tower. Hit that button.
It has something to do with the altitude, because it'll happen no matter, like... Because you can go back and forth between the two very, very frequently.
Yeah.
Hey, this music's losing altitude.
Shut up, Garrett!
Anyway, there's windmill number 2, so I've got both of the zip lines activated now.
Hooray.
Do you get anything for getting all of the repair jobs done? Or is it...
No.
You get a hearty thank you from Mr. Politician Guy. But for the most part, doing the repair jobs is just a means of getting to more crowns and stuff. And the politician guy giving you the quest to do that is just your excuse for being able to repair things. In the wilderness, you are repairing stuff for Cliff. Simple enough. Anyway, I actually forgot where the other tower was, but
I had this.
we gotta do some hydro dashing. I should mention that on my first playthrough, I spent a lot more time running around here for this mission, because not only did I not know where stuff was, there was also a lot more stuff to explore. And this entire platforming section over here leads, actually, I think, to the next level. Unfortunately, this mission does a thing that bugs me, because in this case, I really would have appreciated it. But this is one of the only missions in the hub world that doesn't transport you back to the fucking NPC after you finish it. So you gotta run all the way across Bygone Island to get back to where she is. And you know what? I keep forgetting how to get there.
Oh no, the city area is probably the most confusing in the hub world, because I can never remember like which turn leads to which area of the city. So like that's the one area, like, because for the most part you can just navigate the hub worlds by looking at the map and the architecture of the area, but in terms of the city, like it's not very clear like what leads to what place. So that's where I ended up getting lost more often than not. Like, I didn't have much trouble trying to find these things, because they're clearly marked on the map, and, like, I could see, oh, there's the water, so it should be to the left, and so on and so forth. It's not so clear-cut in the city area.
Yeah, when I streamed Boom, I think I wasted like 30 minutes in this section.
Yeah, I remember that.
This section is so badly designed.
Like, why wouldn't you want to check the map?
No, I did. No, I was checking the map. And
No,
it's
me.
pain in the ass.
He was asking me because I just said I didn't want to check the map. What I actually wanted to say was I didn't want to check the map while recording.
Oh, okay.
Because just because I'd be constantly going back and forth between the menu and the map and the game screen, and
you could edit it out, but that would be a pain in the ass.
That's why the map should have been on the gamepad.
I could edit it out, but then we'd have these big obvious jump cuts in the video and the music, and bleh. It's like, I'm not a stickler for perfection, but that kind of stuff, it just bugs me.
You'll never make it into HFC that way, Lewis.
Yeah, so for the most part, I tried to operate off memory, but this one tripped me up a little bit. Also, for a second, when we were just flying over the land after jumping out of the hydro dashing section, I was actually able to pretend this was a Sonic game.
Well, there has been another glitch discovered with Sonic that involves a spin dash. If you route the spin dash and right before you release it, press the start button, Sonic will retain his spin dash momentum and he'll go really fucking far.
Oh.
It's like spin dash jumping in Adventure and Adventure 2.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It should have been in his repertoire to begin with.
Shut up.
No, make me.
The spin dash is a glitch.
This game is shit and you know it,
No,
Ted.
it's not shit. It's just there's a difference between something being and being shit. If it was shit, it would be unplayable, and it's not unplayable. It might not be particularly well made, but it's still I'm not gonna say functional. I still had an okay time, which makes it not shit. It makes it
I'm trying to activate the dialogue thing.
Oh, this happened to you too. I had this happen to me as well. Percy didn't respond to me until I just ran circles around her for like
until she finally
until she finally realized I was here. Hey, I'm here.
At this point, I was just stopping. Like, what should I reset? Is this recording? And then I walked back to her, and there she is. She's talking to me now. Okay, I'm not sure what was going on there, but at least it worked in the end.
I never thought we'd see the day where we had Ted defending a Sonic game and Johnny saying nope. LOL, no.
Oh man,
what a time!
Everything's backwards now.
Everything's gone topsy. Damn it, big red button! You broke the dynamic of BrainScratch comms, you bastards.